I still can't get over the MCU adapting one of the best Hulk comic stories of all time almost entirely off-screen. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The MCU has underserved Hulk for too long, and I'm still miffed by the fact that one of the character's best comic book stories was mostly adapted off-screen. The Hulk is well accustomed to being a secondary character in the MCU, which I don't think is a station befitting of such an icon from Marvel Comics. Even more frustrating than seeing Hulk play second fiddle to others is not seeing him at all in a movie filled with traditional Hulk villains, namely Captain America: Brave New World. Bruce Banner's baffling omission from a movie that debuted both Red Hulk and the leader is difficult to stomach, as it all but confirms that Hulk will never receive another solo movie. While I still hold a glimmer of hope that a World War Hulk adaptation is still in the pipeline, it's hard to see how this will slot into the MCU's imminent release slate. Besides, Marvel already skipped out on properly adapting the traditional setup for World War Hulk, one of the best Hulk stories written. Marvel Comics' Planet Hulk run was first published in 2006, and was preceded by the one-shot New Avengers Illuminati. The premise saw the members of Marvel's newly formed Illuminati, comprising Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic, Namor, Black Bolt, and Professor X, bamboozling and banishing Hulk from Earth by trapping him in a space shuttle destined for a safe alternative planet due to the danger he posed to Earth. After inadvertently encountering a wormhole, Hulk is taken much further than intended to the planet Skaar, ruled by the despotic Red King. Through the use of debilitating obedience discs, Hulk is forced into regular gladiatorial combat alongside a variety of extraterrestrials, including the Kronan, Korg, and insectoid Sakaaran native, Make. The power of these discs is enough to subdue even the Silver Surfer, who ultimately helped Hulk and his cohorts to escape. Hulk then finds love in the form of Kaira, another Sakaaran native, and revolts alongside her and his fellow gladiators against the Red King before being crowned the new king. While ruling Skaar, Hulk and Kaira have a child, Skaar. Planet Hulk was a sprawling tale that earned widespread acclaim from fans and comic book critics. This was especially true for fans of the Hulk, who saw Planet Hulk as a much-deserved exhaustive exploration of his character, pushing beyond the typical characterization of a witless, rampaging rage monster that was enhanced by the reasons for his exile. It was also filled with pathos as Hulk starts a family and becomes a liberator as well as a superhero. Many of the story beats in Planet Hulk should be familiar to MCU fans, though only fleetingly. Thor: Ragnarok was something of a patchwork movie, loosely adapting Planet Hulk firmly in the context of Thor's continuing story. I still believe Thor: Ragnarok is one of the best MCU movies ever made, and I'm glad that Hulk was at least involved. Nevertheless, the focus was resolutely on Thor, with the titular hero being the one to meet and befriend the live-action adaptations of Korg and Meek, two important characters in Hulk's Marvel Comics mythos. Larger beats like Hulk's liberation of the planet from a despotic king and his pivotal romance with a Sakaaran were also glossed over entirely. Hulk is revered as the Grandmaster's foremost champion, but his connection to Skaar doesn't run as deep as the comic book story. Instead of having the life he built torn asunder by an explosion that wipes out millions, including his wife, Hulk is convinced to hand control back to Bruce Banner by a recording of Black Widow, with Banner firmly resolving to leave Skaar with Thor. What makes the absence of so many factors from the Planet Hulk run from Thor Ragnarok more baffling is the fact that huge events are later revealed to have occurred. Hulk was on Skaar for 2 of Earth's years, though it is established that time works differently on Skaar. This means Hulk might have been thriving on Skaar for several, maybe even hundreds of years. She-Hulk. Attorney at Law certainly paints such a picture as it introduces Hulk's secret son, Skaar. I'm glad that this means that the MCU is leaning into the Planet Hulk storyline, but it also suggests there is a sizable chunk of Hulk's Skaar arc that has yet to be adapted. Furthermore, it isn't as if fathering a son is a menial occurrence. It's wild to think, in fact, that there was no allusion to a romance on Skaar that would have led to this outcome in Thor, Ragnarok. There are also wider implications that come with Skaar's introduction. Hulk's son plays a huge role in Marvel Comics, even boasting his own run in Skaar, Son of Hulk, after debuting in World War Hulk number 5. This has led many to theorize that an MCU adaptation of World War Hulk is indeed on the cards, due to Skaar's central importance to that series. Then again, Marvel may just be introducing Skaar to pad out its own version of the Young Avengers, which, in a stark departure from comic book precedent, is currently being assembled by Kamala Khan, aka Ms. Marvel. Hulk's history with Marvel Studios isn't exactly as clean-cut as most other MCU stalwarts. For most of Hulk's MCU career, Universal had owned the distribution rights to the character and had first refusal on any sequels to The Incredible Hulk or any movie that stars Hulk as a main character. While these rights reportedly reverted to Marvel Studios in 2023, thus explaining The Incredible Hulk's arrival on Disney Plus around the same period, this has ostensibly dissuaded Marvel Studios from producing a Hulk-led film. Unfortunately, this meant that Hulk could never have received a fully fledged Planet Hulk movie in the Infinity Saga. It wouldn't have fit the MCU's timeline for Marvel to have waited until 2023, with Hulk now taking a backseat in his Smart Hulk guise as fresher MCU faces step into the forefront of the franchise. With that in mind, Thor, Ragnarok was the best that Marvel Studios could deliver regarding a Planet Hulk adaptation. But it also meant that Thor had to take center stage ahead of his friend from work. Nevertheless, Skaar's arrival is difficult to ignore. There is a good reason that some fans, myself included, are keeping their fingers crossed for a World War Hulk adaptation. This hope has been bolstered by the recent arrival of the leader and Red Hulk in Captain America: Brave New World. The MCU's world has never been so overrun by Hulks, after all.